Hello and welcome. This is another Starcraft 2 commentary video. This is going to be a Protoss versus Terran Platinum League. This is the map Lost Temple. I'm spawning on the left. This is me, GomJabbar. And this will be the red Terran Alucard on the right. So we have long positions on Lost Temple. And you know, I'm trying to play a macro game against Terran. That's my goal here, because late game Protoss is just beastly. Now the goal of this video is, I guess, to show how you go about beating Terran bio as Protoss, because you know, a lot of people will say, well, you know, if they go bio, you need to get the Colossus, and then they get Vikings, and you're just screwed. And, you know, so many Protoss just keep going gateway army plus Colossi, and then just try and micro against the Vikings, which you can do. I mean, that works, but I don't think it's ideal at all. And I'm going to show why. So we'll get to that when we get there. Now, so far everything's pretty normal. Let me go ahead and harass this SCV a little bit. There's no reason not to harass the SCV building the barracks. It's so good. There's any raise at all. I mean, unless you're Terran, because you're probably scouting after your own barracks is finished, but yeah, this is why you want to scout after your first pylon and not after your gateway, so that you can harass the SCV building the barracks. And you don't have to worry too much about your worker count being lower than theirs, because you have chrono boost, so you're always going to be a little ahead. I'm already 16 to 15. And since this guy's not actually mining, and he's going to die, it doesn't really matter. And I'm still 16 to 15, so it's pretty good. Let's see, our Terran buddy is doing everything right. All the correct timings here, and he wants to really wall off. That's pretty smart, I guess. This Marine would not help against Zealots, but, you know, whatever. Could use this STV to make this, but... Oh, he's going 1 Rax Command Center. That's a very fast expansion, very economical build. Meanwhile, I'm going the tech route, going 1 gate into Cybernetics Core, and there's another gateway there, so that I can immediately pump out a sentry. In my opinion, you really need a sentry pretty much first against, you know, any kind of Marauder rush, which would be getting there right about now, so that you can block off this ramp. Because if you can't block the ramp, Marauders pretty much own any gateway unit one-on-one. So you just need to deal with that, and especially if they have concussive shell, that's a big deal. Getting Robo now after my second gateway. I think Robo is definitely necessary in this matchup, and I mean, the threat of Cloak Banshees means, you know, you need detection very quickly. Terran has an engineering bay? Huh, alright. I can't say I agree with that, but whatever. Okay, he's throwing down more barracks to take care of his excess minerals. That's just fine. Getting Warp Gate. Don't have any chrono boost at the moment, but I'll be chrono boosting that soon. Actually, little supply blocked. And meanwhile, I'm getting Stalkers. I have my double gas. You want double gas with Protoss off like pretty early, just about always, unless you're going for like a Zealot rush. I can't really imagine not needing double gas, because unlike Marauders, which are 125, Stalkers are 125-50, even though Marauders frickin' beat Stalkers. So yeah, good job, Blizzard. Anyway, now that I have a 2-gate Robo, I'm going to go ahead and expand myself. Maybe I should have scouted him before I expanded. You know, just waited until this observer got out there. Meanwhile, Alucard is transforming his natural into a planetary fortress. Which, I guess if you're going one barracks expand, that's pretty safe. Like, he's gonna get this expansion up. There's not much I can do about it right now. Maybe he should be transferring workers, but I mean, yeah, I think that's pretty safe. I feel like if he, I don't know, if he really wants to get a fast command center that early, and my observer flies straight into this missile turret right when it finishes, by the way. If he really wants that fast command center, that's pretty economically, risky but rewarding. So I think he should have just gone straight for the orbital. I mean, go all the way when you're going to take a risk like that. And he's quickly getting his double gas, and he has 2 gases up here, so he could very well be going just getting all those gas for starports, but that's gonna be a ton of medevacs or Vikings, and getting lots of Marauders and Marines. Very, very good unit composition. He's not really doing a very good job of scouting me though, and meanwhile I'm throwing out my 3rd base because I scouted this with when my observer died. I did see this, as you will see. So I saw that he had a planetary and a turret, and I thought, okay, he's being really defensive here. I'm just going to take a 3rd, right after I took my natural. So I guess that's kind of a Zerg mentality, but I mean, that's how you play macro, so why not? It totally works. This base will be completely unmolested, and I think it gives me a huge edge. Harvester-wise, I'm already way ahead, mostly because of Chrono Boost. I'm Chrono Boosting my Nexus a lot. And once I'm on 2 base, I'm getting Colossus, once I have enough gas for it. Meanwhile, let's see, our Terran buddy is just making lots of Marauders. Although he's getting reactors on his barracks. I don't agree with that. I think you only get Marines when you're scared of Protoss air, because otherwise Marauders are just preferable in every way. So a lot of idle SCVs up here. Uh-oh. How long is that gonna last? Anyway, yeah, Marines kind of die to Stalkers, they die to Zealots. They're not that good in this matchup, I think. I mean, unless you see like Void Rays or heavy Phoenixes or something. But the guys on the gas, come on. Oh, this is awful. So just warping stuff in, getting more gateways. My money was a little bit high. And I'm kind of waiting on these Colossi. I'm not sure. I just don't have the money for it right now. I could have managed my economy better there. Getting quick double gas here because I am gas starved right now for Colossi. And that's my goal at the moment. To get the gateway unit plus Colossi mix. That's pretty good against infantry. So we got a reactor? Yeah, we got double reactor starports. I don't know if you can quite support that, but he is anticipating the Colossi and going for Vikings. Very smart move. If I'm going for the standard Colossi gateway build, he is doing what it takes to counter that. So, I'm sort of turtling up on my 3 bases right now. It's not the time to attack yet until these bases get up and running. And as you can see, I was pretty right about my opponent. He's not attacking, he has a defensive stance. He probably could have thrown down bunkers to be even safer. Kind of surprised he didn't do that, but in any case. Now I'm going to destroy these rocks here and take my 4th actually at this point, pretty quickly as I make my first attack. Attacking and expanding behind it is good because if you're relatively even with your opponent in the battle, you're both going to be hurt. Maybe you'll trade armies, or maybe my opponent is actually doing the exact same thing as I am, very smart. But maybe you'll trade armies, and if your opponent doesn't really have much of an army, and neither do you, he's not going to attack you, because you're not going to attack him either. You're not going to finish the game with like 5 Stalkers or 3 Marauders. Well, maybe with 3 Marauders you can, because Marauders are freaking insane. But the point stands. You're going to want like a big army to finish Whoa, watch out, Colossus, get out of there. I do not have Thermal Lance yet, by the way. I'm getting that now. I gone for that earlier, but man. Yeah, Thermal Lance is hurting. Quick spoiler, if you haven't seen GSL yet, round of 4 with Jinro against Hong Prime. You definitely want Thermal Lance, because if you don't get it, it's bad. So in any case, I see the Vikings, actually. I spotted the Vikings right here. I thought, yep, those Vikings are smart. That's going to counter the Colossi. So what I'm going to do, while I get my 4th base up and running, and lots of cannons here to secure it, is, in just a second, use another Colossus. First of all, I'm getting charge. That's really, really important in this matchup. If you don't have charge, you're just gonna, I don't know, your zealots are gonna be completely worthless. And charge zealots are so good against any kind of biological infantry. So in any case, I canceled Thermal Lance, and I'm switching my tech straight to Immortals. No more Colossi at all. I'm completely giving up on Colossi at this point. Yeah, the Robotics Bay is kind of an investment. It hurts, you know, when you're not using it for Colossi, but you don't need to keep going Colossi, because Immortals are amazing. Immortals rape Marauders. You want to get those. They do 50 damage versus armored. That's insane. Getting more gateways. Meanwhile, my opponent's doing the correct thing against gateway+colossus armies, getting mostly Marauders, some Marines, a lot of Vikings, and Medivacs. That's perfect. That's great. This guy's doing really well. His gas is super high because he has 8 gas geysers. There's no need for that, but beyond that, you know, he's doing okay. My food is quite a bit higher, but that's maybe because I'm on 4 bases to 2. Now my opponent is expanding and attacking as well. Very, very good. So, as well as Immortals, I'm also switching my tech to High Templar. Psystorm also rapes barracks armies. Now here's a mistake I made. These guys do not actually have Storm yet, so I'm just going to lose all of them. That's awful. A huge gas investment. And he's actually going to kill this army pretty much. But here comes some Immortals. And now I am in trouble. I'm pretty worried. Luckily I've got these cannons up here that would give him a lot of losses. But thankfully he decides not to attack. He's going to pull back. And, that's probably okay. I think I could have held that off. I might have suffered some building destruction. But other than that, I think it's alright. Do I have Kadarin Amulet? I'm getting Kadarin now. The Kadarin Amulet, of course, makes it so that your High Templar spawn with enough energy to cast Psystorm. And you definitely need that. That's important. My money is super, super high. That's not important. So, now that I know he's going Bio plus Vikings, I'm not going to get anything that the Vikings can hit, obviously. So the Vikings are totally useless, and he's making more of them. He's going to keep making them. Oh, I like the Ravens, actually. That's pretty good for... that'll shut down any Stalkers. But, here's the thing with that. You don't want Stalkers in this matchup. Yeah, Stalkers get raped by anything, really. They're not that good against Terran. If you get blinked, they're alright, decent. But you don't even need them. Marauders destroy Stalkers cost for cost easily. So you really want to avoid Stalkers. And the Ravens shut down PDD. Misrallied Robo right there.